Hello everybody, it's Zach here, and tonight I want to talk to you guys about this guitar. I'm going to give you guys a review on Laguna, it's their emblem there, guitars, and how I came across this one, and what I think about it. I've had this guitar for, well, I've had it for a long time. I'm trying to think, because I used to have a Line 6 small amp. It was like a 50 watt or whatever. Yeah, it was like a 40 or 50 watt amp, and I blew it up. So when I went to Guitar Center, they had a deal where you can get a Raven half stack, cab and head, and you also get one of these guitars. And it costed like $700 or $800 at the time, and I thought it was a great deal. So I got it, and here we are many years later. I mean, we're talking probably 6 years, and well, it's still playing. I would estimate that I have just trying to think, I don't play guitar now as much as I used to, but I used to play it pretty religiously every single day for probably 2, maybe 3 hours a day, more on some days, less on others, and because of that, it's making me think that I have probably between 2, maybe 3,000 hours on here. Maybe closer to 2 now that I think about it, but still, it has a lot of hours of playtime on it, and I'll just show you here what I have done. So first off, you guys seen that I upgraded the strap. I updated these straps to strap locks because it's a lot better than the normal ones. I've seen a guitar fall on concrete face down, and luckily it landed completely flat and it was just fine. I couldn't handle it. Anyway, so here we go. This is, I think, one of their, not their cheapest model, but their second cheapest model. It has Wilkinson tremolo. You can see I don't have the bar in there. I'll go over that. 2 single pickups, a double pickup, and it's custom. I'm going to butcher this. Custom Almico brand. That's the brand. It's custom Almico or whatever pickups. So it has the double and 2 singles. It had a push-pull here to split the last pickup into a single. It'll sound a little bit more like Stratocaster volume, and this one also was tone as well, but it just pulls out and pushes in. And then you have your 7-way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5 or 7-way switch. Just a regular setup as far as that goes, other than the push-pull. One thing I gotta say is that this tremolo, I used to use it all the time. I used to love it, but it causes so much problems with tuning and stuff like that, obviously, that I don't even use it anymore. I just set the springs to the gauge that I use, which are 9s. In fact, actually right now I think it's set to 10s, a little bit heavier. Yeah, I think it is set to 10s, and it works just fine. But I used to always have the tremolo, and actually one thing that happened to me right here where the bar goes in is that would always slide out because it's a non-locking design. And I did some research online, you know, seeing what I could do, and some people would take the collar off and they put a locking tremolo bar on there like a Floyd Rose, same exact idea. I just ran a screw through the back and it pushes on the plastic collar that sits in there, and you tighten it up so it can still swivel, but it doesn't move as much, and it worked pretty flawlessly. In fact, that's probably what that bolt is for. So that's what I did, and I've never brought this guitar in. I have only done the adjustments to it myself. Although it is probably about time that I do bring it in and get it gone over. So, yeah. Anyways, so enough of that. It has locking tuners on the front end, which I still don't really understand. They're kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest, just for the fact I don't use the tremolo very much, and they still bind up in the nut and in the string trees up here. It still binds up, and so it's just not even, it was a pointless design, I think. It just is a lot harder to get the strings in and out, for me at least. I guess one good side about it is when you're tuning like your high E strings or your higher strings, it doesn't slip back out on you. But other than that, which really isn't a problem if you know how to string them up properly, you know, they're just more of a hassle. Anyway, so you can see that I don't have the best webcam or light, but this thing is actually faring pretty well. My cousin has his Jackson guitar, one of their nicer higher end models, same one that got dropped face down, and because from his string bending and everything like that, the frets have actually been worn down quite a bit, which I think is maybe a good thing, because it's what should I say, it's kind of breaking in your guitar. This one though, other than maybe on the first couple frets here, most of them it doesn't really have any fret wear. I don't know if they use a different type of metal, what the case may be. These are smaller frets. The fret wire itself is smaller, so that might be why. But yeah, no problems there. I have no like flat or dead frets on this guitar yet. It kind of is the front portion of it. As you can see, I take decent care of it. The varnish on the top portion right here, I say I take good care of it, and then I hit the headstock on the wall. The varnish right up in here is kind of starting to wear out, but after how many hours I played this thing, I'm actually surprised it's not in worse condition. Here's the back. Got the Harley Davidson stickers on there and such. Only 2 springs. That's how I roll. You know, everything in there is working flawlessly. I have ripped the pickups out of this thing and put them back in, and you know, I've taken this panel off many times. I've played it so much that actually these screws, which are countersunk into the body, are the black paint is worn off, and it's actually rusted because of me playing with my shirt off on hot summer days and stuff like that. And actually the only major ding on this guitar, which happens to be right here, you guys probably can't even see it, probably can't see that, but that wasn't even from me, that's from my sister, who set it on a coffee table and banged it up. The neck on this guitar is a little bit thicker than I like, compared to like a Jackson where they're pretty thin. Couldn't give you an honest, an honest gauge of it, but it is a little thicker, and the next guitar I get, I want to have something a little thinner. And the varnish on the back of this, if I feel it, it is uneven, so it is starting to wear through. But really, this guitar is a trooper, man. Still plays really good. Like I said, I do all my maintenance on it myself, like changing strings, cleaning it up, adjusting, you know, how much height I have and how much bow is in the neck, intonation, everything like that. I do it myself, and then I'll bring it in probably within the next year or so and have it professionally done, and be good for another 5 years. It's kind of like your car, you know. You can clean it, you can bring it to or you can wash it yourself, but every once in a while, bring it to a nice professional wash and have them take care of it. I want to say that the distance from the nut to from the nut to the tremolo back here. It's there's like 22.5 inches, and this one is not there's one that's easier to bend and there's one that's harder to bend, and this one is the harder version. Although I must say, due to the fact that the tremolo can move, when you bend the strings, it doesn't feel that much different. Stays tuned pretty well. I'm overall pleased. I mean, technically for like a free guitar, this thing has been well worth it and well played. It's ready to be hung up on the wall and just a memory of the past, to be honest. But like I said, I still play it every single day for the most part. I just love it. So if you guys are ever wondering about a Laguna guitar, a lot of people actually don't know what like the brand or anything. I gotta say that has a nice warm tone. It's made out of Georgia swamp ash on the body, your regular maple neck or maple fretboard, and I don't know if the neck's out of oak or whatever, but reasonably light, pretty thin, and has a nice warm tone to it. I'd say it's more bluesy, and the pickups that are in it are a little on the weaker side, but you know, I can still keep up with anybody on it, and it's not necessarily the equipment, it's how you play it and how you learn to play it. And a guitar like this might not be $1,500 Stevie Ray Vaughan guitar, you know, or Jackson really expensive or Les Paul or anything like that, but some of the best guitarists out there, like Eddie Van Halen and stuff like that, I mean, ground up, they pretty much made it themselves. And in a way, this guitar, I can turn my head on my amp to make it sound just as meaty as Dimebag Darrell, or just as bluesy as, you know, I'm not a blues man, so I couldn't answer that, but I mean, you can, you know, it's all about the fingers, it's not necessarily about the equipment. So yeah, anyways guys, my name is Zach, and I thank you for watching this review on Laguna guitars. You know, if you're wondering anything, you can always ask questions. I normally can comment on them, I don't get that many views. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.